Hello and welcome to Whisky Resource. My name is Mark. This is the 11th dram in my 18-year-old blind dram showdown. I'll get straight to it and pull the dram out of the box and see what we've got. So the last video was Glen Elgin 18-year-old, and I decided that I thought it deserved to be top because it's £62 for a bottle. It's a tasty dram. Just because it's not a sherried whiskey doesn't mean that it can't go top, and for that I decided that I think it deserved it. Very tasty dram that was very similar, I think, to the Glen 10 in a lot of ways. So there we go. So I'm just going to put the water in this one. We've not got many drams left to go, and that Glen Scotia is still bottom. But what does today bring on the nose? So fruity and sherbety. It's quite similar to the Glen I had yesterday. Okay, it's lively, maybe not as floral, still fragrant. Probably a little bit more lively than the Glen. Yeah, lemon sherbet. Not really getting any of that crunchy, the cinder toffee on this one. That's it's lovely. Nose is suggesting 43% again. The palate, yeah, that's stronger. That's 46%. It's sherbety, lemon, oak and oak spice. The spices come straight away. Ginger, maybe cinnamon. It's ex-bourbon cask, this one. Hay, loads of hay, which made me straight away think Deanston. Off just the neat. This is nice, but I preferred the Glen. I think the Glen, whilst it was a little bit more refined, restrained even, had a lot more different elements coming through on the palate. It was an easier sipper. This one's a bit more of an attack dog with those spices and that oak. My thoughts are that if this is the Deanston 18, I'm disappointed, because a lot of people rate the Deanston 18 highly. It was is the Whisky Exchange Whisky of the Year. Right now, retails for about £62, about the same price as the Glen. Based on what I'm tasting here, it is nice, but I would not buy a bottle of this. But it is nice. But the Glen is better. And the whole point of these kind of things, blind tasting, is to work out where you would spend your money, what whiskies you may not consider buying, you'd write off simply because of maybe brand stereotypes, such as the Dalmore. I would not consider buying the Dalmore 18, but it's done really well. And then the Glen Scotia 18, before the review, I would have bought a bottle. But now I've tasted it, and it could just be that particular sample I had that might be a bit off. This is just an opinion based on samples I've been given and I've poured myself and I've bought. Creamy. I'm not getting much more than that. It's a creamy lemon sherbet, loads of oak and spices, attack dog spices straight away. I'm getting the Deanston vibe. Now with water, it's coming across more bourbon, vanilla, honey, them citrus notes, bit of maple. But there is still apple and still maybe a touch of pear going on in there on the palate. That bitter with those sharp notes that are coming through from maybe the sensation of lemon is given as a artificial sweetener, aspartame, saccharin, that kind of thing. It's tamed the oak slightly, but the spices are still quite attack dog. I think that needs more time. Probably a touch more water. It's the oak in the finish. It's just going on. No spices, ginger, maybe some bitter chocolate. I wouldn't say it's a dark chocolate, it's just a bitter chocolate. So, where do I place this on the leaderboard? I'll place this below the Lismore. So we've got Glenmorangie, then we've got Glendronach, then we've got Lismore, then we've got wherever this is. Should we see what it is? Would I buy a bottle? No, I wouldn't. Okay, so this is one I poured myself. Okay. Well, there you go. I forgot about this one. This is the Balblair. This is Balblair 18, which was a miniature my wife bought me, which I transferred some of the miniature into here. The rest of the miniature, I'll get in the bottle. There it is. That's the miniature my wife bought me. Balblair 18. Bottled at 46% ABV. It is a Highland single malt whiskey, which is matured in American oak, American ex-bourbon, and Spanish oak. So maybe a touch of sherry going on there. I didn't get any sherry. No, I would not buy a bottle of that. I don't know how much it costs. I'd imagine you're probably looking at the hundreds for that. Like 120 maybe. Let's have a look. So we'll get for the Balblair. £120 or £119.95 for the Balblair. So that is that. And it is the third release in this now age-statemented Balblair collection. It's a delicious 18-year-old expression. Single malt was initially matured in bourbon or casks, followed by a lovely finishing in first fill Spanish butts. Delightful and rich after dinner dram. Nose of toffee, apple and stewed pears with warming chai, spices and new leather. Palate, ripe and juicy apricots and dry fruits with oak spices, thick creamy vanilla custard. Finish warm and Christmassy spices, cinnamon and nutmeg. Yeah, I suppose I didn't say that, but that's kind of probably making a bit of sense. Although I thought it was more sherbet lemon. And no, I would not buy a bottle of that. It is nice, but I wouldn't buy a bottle. It's you can buy nearly 2 Glenmorangies for the price of the Balblair. I think that's enough said. It does.